I've just watched Aeon Flux.
So let me just say, first up, this movie inspired me. That's right, it inspired me to hit up Google Images and find naked pictures of Charlize Theron, which I may or may not view during the masturbation session I've got planned for later in the evening.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The small taste of side boob they shoehorned into this fucking movie was nowhere near enough to get me over the line. In fact, if you're after a flash of Theron's old chicken skin, you're much better off going for one of her serious films like Devil's Advocate or The Burning Plain. Hell, in the latter, she opens the movie with full nudity, so it must be art. Or at least artisan.
We definitely are artisan.
So Aeon Flux introduces us to his fucking stupid hero in a fucking stupid way. She wakes up and a fly tries inexplicably and somewhat obnoxiously to fly right into her fucking eyeball. And why? Fuck, I don't know. Catering to fly lovers? Anyway, I'll speed this up because it's not worth your time or mine. Theron receives some imaginary mission from Marge from Fargo.
Was he funny looking apart from that?
Who has since had an abortion and apparently pinched her wig from Ronald McDonald after a heavy night with hookers. Then she runs around from place to place having LSD-inspired action scenes. The shit goes on and on for a while, then Theron ends up in some kind of prison cell, and of course we can't have that, can we? We can't have the hero in jail. It's very boring and there's no opportunity for side boob. So the writers who've backed themselves into the proverbial corner have her break out in the most unmotivated and ridiculous way possible. With a seductive whistle that'd make even the most dehydrated stallion take a whiz. Theron summons up a swarm of mercury droplets which solidify, roll to her, and then blow a hole in the fucking cell wall.
Cell block wisdom.
Of course, it's never explained where all those fucking metal droplets came from. I mean, unless the T-1000 flopped open a particularly raunchy copy of US Robotics magazine and shot liquid metal jizz all over the facility, it's pretty fucking hard to swallow. Not the jizz, the story, you dirty bastard. Anyway, just know it was fucked. The whole movie is like that. And then eventually she learns that she's a clone and shit, and then all of humanity is surviving through cyclical human cloning, and she's like, against that.
We're meant to die. It's what makes anything about us matter.
But at that point, who gives a fuck? And of course, in a natural evolution of the story that's been established thus far, she rips some skin off her back and fingers a ball bearing embedded in her shoulder blade.
The itch that you can't scratch.
To turn her old friend back to the good side, and they run around and kill everybody. Oh, and of course they destroy the floating cloning facility, which just happens to be humanity's last hope for survival. Yeah, our hero pretty much extincts the entire human race in this one. Nice one, Theron, you fucking bitch! But let's face it, if you know a little bit of Illuminati conspiracy theory, you know the whole story anyway. This one ticks all the boxes. Mind control references, apocalyptic future settings, people as slaves, cloning, transhumanism, duality, and more fucking eyeballs than you'd find at a Skeksis banquet.
I'll get my eyes for you.
Yeah, that's how they get you sheeple. They embed their symbols in everything you see, touch, taste, and smell, predictively programming you to accept their insidious agenda of world domination and global genocide. You're getting ready for it whether you know it or not, being conditioned and coerced into not just accepting your servitude, but loving it more than you love life itself. Hell, by the time it arrives, we won't even be able to see the forest for the trees. We'll have become unwitting servants of the elite agenda. We won't even realize we're living in an Orwellian Big Brother nightmare apocalypse. Anyone else think it'd just be easy to issue a press release and spare us all the acid trip movies? Anyway, this movie couldn't make less sense if a stupid woman with orange bird's nest hair on her head vomited a fucking poppy flower out of her fucking mouth and shot red spores into Charlize Theron's fucking eyeballs. Of course, such a thing would never happen in a movie, would it? Would it?
We'll need to cross the frontier guard.
Fucking Aeon Flux! 1.5 stars! For side boob! Listen, don't make me threaten you or your family with physical violence to get you to like and subscribe, okay? Just click the button and we can all go back to our empty, meaningless lives, alright?
Why am I here?
Run to a place and then ask why you're here.